Do you ever wake up and feel like you're already behind? Before your feet even hit the floor, your phone bursts to life. Notifications, news, reminders, a tidal wave of demands before you've had your first sip of coffee. Welcome to modern life, louder, faster, more overwhelming than any decade before. What if I told you there's a secret, a powerful tool for reclaiming your peace, your time, and your attention? That hardly anyone talks about honestly. They don't want you to know this, but the answer is minimalism. You're watching the Growth Mindset Project, where we value real solutions to everyday chaos. If you're hungry for a life with more meaning and less noise, don't forget to subscribe right now. Tap that bell so you never miss out on the secrets to living with intention and focus. Now, let's talk about what minimalism actually is. When most people hear the word, they picture sterile white rooms, expensive designer furniture, and one solitary houseplant perched in the corner. I used to think that too, and I immediately dismissed it. I thought, that's not me, that's not real life. But deep down, I was restless. My closet was overflowing, my calendar was packed, my mind buzzed with to-dos, and I always felt behind. Minimalism isn't just about having less for the sake of less. It's the most overlooked survival tool of our time. It's about making actual breathing space in your life. Space for what matters, for what sparks joy instead of stress. It started small for me, clearing a closet, donating what I never wore, deleting apps I hadn't tapped in months. But then something shifted. I stopped filling every hour with unnecessary obligations. I realized every no I gave to draining projects and toxic commitments was a yes to myself. Underneath all that noise, I found something rare, calm. Not perfection, not control, just a peace I hadn't felt in years. And that's what's so strange about our world. We're obsessed with more. More followers, more money, more options, more rewards. But somehow, the more we get, the emptier we feel. We live in an age of endless access and convenience, yet genuine happiness seems harder and harder to find. It's as if peace itself has become an endangered species. Every scroll, every pop-up, every new breaking story chips away at our attention until our brains feel like overstuffed browsers plagued with too many tabs. So how do you survive in this world without drowning in the noise? The answer, the secret, is minimalism. It's not about running away from modern life, but choosing not to let it swallow you up. It's almost a little rebellious. The world sprints. Minimalism lets you walk and actually see where you're going. When I decluttered my space and mind, I noticed something fascinating. My thoughts slowed, but in the most peaceful way. When you aren't multitasking every minute, you start to actually notice your life again. The smell of coffee, the sway of trees, the feeling of sunlight on your face. Tiny moments feel rich rather than rushed. Minimalism gave me permission to linger in those moments instead of always grinding for the next thing. If you're finding this helpful, I want you to take a breath, then hit that like button and drop a comment below. Does your life feel cluttered, physically, mentally, emotionally? I'd love to hear your experiences with or thoughts about minimalism. There's a harsh truth we rarely face. Clutter breeds more clutter. It's not just messy rooms or unwashed dishes. When your desk piles up, your thoughts get crowded. When your digital life explodes with pointless tabs and messages, your stress ramps up. And it all spills over. Mess begets mess, chaos begets chaos. But here's the magic. Clear just one space, and you create momentum. You start craving lightness in every corner of your life. A lot of people get the wrong idea. They think minimalism is about missing out, about denying pleasure or creativity. But for me, it's been the exact opposite. Once you strip away what's useless, you finally recognize what actually makes you happy. You stop chasing every trend, every shiny new distraction, and start seeing the things, and people and experiences, that fuel your soul. Minimalism is about living intentionally. As I let go of what weighed me down, I started noticing how much of my life I was living for someone else's approval. So much of what we buy, do, or strive for is just to match someone else's image of success. But true fulfillment asks, is this what I want? Is this who I'm supposed to be? Minimalism gives you the space to answer that for yourself. Your life might look emptier from the outside, but your peace becomes unmissable. Here's an uncomfortable secret. Real happiness doesn't come from adding more. We're sold the lie every day. Happiness is a newer car, a bigger salary, the next big thing. But the contentment you crave isn't hidden in your Amazon cart or in an overflowing closet. It arrives when you let go of the things that don't belong. When you subtract the unnecessary, there is room for presence, for being right here, right now, instead of always chasing what's next. Let's talk about time. You can always earn more money, but you can never buy back lost hours. When your world is overstuffed, with stuff, commitments, screens, you spend all your energy just managing it. Declutter, and you win your time back. Suddenly there's space for real rest, for creative daydreaming, for deep conversations that don't revolve around rushing somewhere else. Modern life wants you distracted. When you're distracted, you're easier to persuade, easier to manipulate. Minimalism is a radical act of owning your attention. What you focus on becomes your reality. So are you choosing where your energy goes, or is it being dictated by ads, notifications, and everyone else's priorities? You don't have to rip your life apart overnight. Minimalism begins with just one step. Clear your desk, cancel one pointless task, delete one attention-sucking app. Notice how it feels to create a pocket of calm. Protect it, nurture it, and you'll want to expand that peace into every area of your life. The feeling of enough isn't about deprivation. It's the birth of real fulfillment. Just checking in. If this is resonating, give this video a thumbs up, make sure to subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Every interaction helps more people find the path to a simpler, happier life. Minimalism isn't about restriction. It's an act of deep care for your attention, your time, your soul. It's permission to ask, whose life am I really living? What deserves space in my world? Why should I let in more than I can savor, handle, or celebrate? If you can carve out just a little bit of peace, it grows. Life slows down. You get to breathe instead of rushing through each moment. And after a while, you'll realize it was never about having less. It was always about making room for what matters most. If this video sparked something in you, don't stop here. Watch the rest of our series on reclaiming your life. Hit the bell so you don't miss what's next on the Growth Mindset Project.